Well, you have to hand it to Aaron Glenn and the coaching staff. They've made a couple of subtle moves over the last couple weeks, but the latest move was just like, there it is. This is huge and really gives you confidence going in to the rest of the season. And again, these are subtle moves. Like the national media is never going to be covering this. So make sure you subscribe to our channel. Check us out. We're the source for Detroit Lions news for you. Unless you want to watch Stephen A. Smith talk about the Cowboys for the millionth time yelling into the microphone. Sorry, I'm yelling into the microphone, getting excited. Okay, here's what happened. A couple weeks ago, Aaron Glenn said he's going to put Brian Branch exclusively at nickel, dial back what he was doing. They had him at corner a little bit, safety. It's like, he's really good at nickel. We're going to put him there. That was move number one. Second move, started playing around with it last week, was putting Vildor in at corner for Jerry Jacobs. This week, it was exclusively Vildor and Dorsey in for Jacobs. I love this because Jacobs is a bull in a china shop when it comes to corner. He's big, he's physical. Yeah, he's pretty good against the run, but it's just like, dude. So what do? They find Vildor and Dorsey, these guys. I'll show you some numbers of snap counts here in a second, but those guys are more refined corners. No, they don't have the physical traits, and that's why these guys are like undrafted free agents, or they were on the street and we picked them up. But we're like, we need to, and I quote Aaron Glenn, calm things down. And that's exactly what Vildor and Dorsey do, because their range of what could possibly range of outcomes is way smaller. So what I mean by that is with Jacobs, the dude could just, he's holding, he's grabbing, it's pass interference, illegal contact, or he doesn't touch him and receiver blows right by him. It's like, you don't know what you're going to get with Jacobs when it comes to covering. With Vildor and Dorsey, they're more traditional corners. So yes, they're going to still give up passes. They're still going to, but you can kind of count on them a little bit more. They know what they're going to be doing, and they settle down the defense. That's move number two. Got to hand it to you, Aaron Glenn. That makes more sense. So with that move, we can put Branch back at the nickel. Now we've got our corners. And remember, Jacobs was our exclusive number two for a long time. He did not see the field at corner last game against the Broncos. Like, gone. Love it. The final move that was made that is just like, all right, this is big time because it really is the kind of playmaker that we needed. You know who I'm talking about. Ify Melifonwu comes in, third round pick out of Syracuse, big, strong corner. Kind of got that Jacobs thing. Like, he's big and physical. Maybe corner's not the right spot. They move him to safety, and he takes over. Let's just look at it here. So first of all, the cornerbacks, I'll come back to that. It's pretty interesting, but let's get to safety. Tracy Walker, same thing, does not play a snap on defense. I love that. Just because of the way that the game played out, it didn't need to, but look at this, 97%. Ify Melifonwu, what he was able to do was really incredible. 6'3", 4.4 speed. He brings a different element to the position, especially as a blitzer. So you saw this 4.4 speed. It pops. He jumps off the page or jumps off the screen, and he had a 92.5 pass rushing grade from PFF this week, generated 3 pressures, converted 1 into a sack, forced fumbled, knocked the ball down. Remember, he was at the goal line there, keeping the Broncos guy out, which then there was a sequence so they don't get in. Ify Melifonwu, the move to bring him in for Tracy Walker, straight up, Tracy, you're out, Ify, you're in, is huge, because remember, Ify just hasn't played. So you've got Tracy Walker, who feels like he's been on the team forever. It's like, you know what? Let's just stick with Ify. Let's just stick with Tracy. He's got more experience. That could have been an easy move, but I got to give it to Aaron Glenn for making these moves when it wasn't an obvious thing, because it wasn't like Tracy Walker was terrible, but it's just different, completely different. So let's go back. Sorry, I'm messing with the screen here. Let's go back to the cornerbacks. Here's what I'm talking about. Cam Sutton, 97% of the time. Khalil Dorsey and Vildor filled in the other couple. Now, I can't do a video without slamming my guy Will Harris, but this is really what you want to see right here. I can't stress it enough. Will Harris and Jerry Jacobs cannot and should not be your corners. Special teams guys all day. Back up, give a guy a breather all day. That's great. So, Will Harris at 2, even if Jerry Jacobs got in for a series, obviously that's okay. But this is more the breakdown that you want to see, that is proving to be, oh my gosh, I just settle things down, because the formula against the Broncos is the formula. And that is offense. We need you. You're the strength of our team. Clearly, with LaPorta, Jahmyr Gibbs, St. Brown, the whole thing. Offense, you got to go. If you do, defense can pick you up. Defense is good enough, especially with the changes that were made. These moves put the Lions defense in a more of a just, we will have your back. We will get the turnovers once in a while. We'll make it hard on the offense. We're still going to give up points. We're not an elite defense by any means. But what it made me realize was this was just what I needed my eyes to see, that a home playoff game will be golden, because like the last time I saw the Lions at home was against the Packers. We're turning the ball over. We can't stop Jordan Love. I mean, every time Jordan Love throws the ball, it's off his back foot, and you're like, well, that's going to be intercepted. Oh no, it's a guy's wide open. So to see that our defense is good enough, like, because now, and I don't want to put Ify up there already, but it's like we have a star in Aiden Hutchinson on level one, on the defensive line. At linebacker, good enough. No stars there. But now at that second level, you got Cam Sutton, and you have a star possibly in Ify, just because of how big and strong he is and how fast he is. So these are under the radar moves that the Lions, give them credit, because remember, you have a 53-man roster. So you got your starting 11 on offense, starting 11 on defense. That's 22 guys. Then you go the 2 deep, that's 44. Right? So that leaves another 9 players. You still got your specialty guys. So it's not like your roster is just full of dudes and you're just trying to figure out, who do we play? We got a bunch of options. You're really only 2, maybe 3 deep at each position, maybe 3 deep. So to go to Melifonwu was, I'm so happy to see the adjustment, because there was clearly something missing in the way the Lions were operating defensively. And it was hard to evaluate, because the offense was turning the ball over so much and going 3 and out and turnover on downs, that is just like, man, but something's wrong with the defense. I don't know what it is, but now you've added an element of strength, speed, and some juice at the back end. And so, because that's not what's his name, the other safety is not a Kirby Joseph is a good player, can get his hands on the ball, but I mean, you need one of these 2 safeties to be kind of more physical. And I feel like Kirby Joseph and Tracy Walker are more the same guy. Now, that's why we got CJ Gardner-Johnson. So that's what we need. So Riley Patterson, Michael Badgley was in. Riley Patterson was the healthy scratch. Badgley got more of the looks. That's a whole nother story for us. But edge. So we go inactive with, so we're just trying to find that right. There's always 2 or 3 of these guys inactive, especially with Bruce Irvin now coming back. He was able to get 13 snaps. That's perfect. 13 to 15 snaps for him. I don't know if you noticed, but something happens when he's in. Just, he doesn't get a sack every time. Obviously, he doesn't get pressure, but he's making something happen. And I love that. Romeo Okwara, like, oh my gosh. So it's just between Romeo and Julian. Sometimes Julian gets in there. And you're like, all right, well then he doesn't. Then so anyway, these 3 guys, we just need something out of them. So give me Bruce Irvin all day over the Okwara brothers. Oh my goodness. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comments on this one. I love that the Lions are headed in the right direction defensively. That's just what I needed to see. And I needed to see the formula was the Lions offense was great. We get that. Don't expect them to be that good every week, but also don't expect them to go 3 and out a million times in a row. That's not who they are. So if the Lions offense can keep it steady, then the defense can come in. Let me show you one other thing here. When you look at the offense, really, this was interesting too. This is perfect. David Montgomery was 34 snaps on offense. Gibbs was 32. That, I don't think you could draw it up any better, because Montgomery has to be in there. He is good enough. He's good. And you can't play Jahmyr Gibbs every play. That's not smart. You're going to get him beat up. But Gibbs has to play a lot, right? So I think if you're Ben Johnson, you look at this and you're like, that is exactly what I hoped for, was these dudes split it. Craig Reynolds, sorry, man. This is a good sign. Like, I have nothing against Craig Reynolds, but we should never see him. It should be Montgomery and Gibbs. And the reason that it's always them is because they're always keeping each other fresh, always keep, like, that is it. There is no, the days of just bell cow. That's dumb. First of all, because let's not get these guys injured. Keep them fresh. Gibbs, by the way, is just, I've never seen such a balanced, well, I shouldn't say never, Barry Sanders, but I've never seen such a balanced guy from the running back position, rookie, I guess, right? Where it's just like, dude gets smoked and he doesn't go down. I don't know if you ever noticed that, like against the sideline, he can get crushed and he's like, no, out of bounds. Here you go. And it's like, dude, get him in concussion protocol. Like, what's going on? It's like, no, next play. And I love that about him. He's got the wiggle. He's really figured out the NFL game. And we'll get to LaPorta here in just a second as well. But he's really figured out the NFL game. And that is, I got to slow it down when I need to slow it down, but I also got to speed up when I need to speed up. He can do that. It was always the slow down, read it, and then bang, he just bursts through the hole, second level, hard to bring down. You cannot scheme up. I always say this, but you cannot scheme up enough good plays to make up for a guy, boom, breaking a tackle, pop, pop, 40 yards. That's just huge. LaPorta, let's go to his snap count. Love that. And this is from Pride of Detroit, by the way. Love the work that these guys do. Great job. Check them out. But all right, hold on. Don't leave me. Do not click off. I'm coming to it. Here it is. A lot of ads though, but hey, shout out to them making money. So many ads. I lost it again. Here it is. Tight ends. So oh, there it is. Sam LaPorta, 95%. So remember, we draft Sam LaPorta. You can go find it on our YouTube channel. We were just like stunned. We were in the camp of disappointed. It's like, what? Because remember, Iowa sucks offensively. So it's like, oh, an offensive or an Iowa tight end. I get the track record. Those guys are good. But it just felt like a tight end. Really? Come on. Just we haven't had luck with tight ends. But obviously, come on. Sam LaPorta is a top 3 tight end right now in the NFL. And you look back at tight ends, tight end is a difficult position. I mean, it is a very challenging position for rookies. Usually they don't. You look at Travis Kelce, you don't remember him as a rookie. Tony Gonzalez, like, name all the rookies. Who's the Chargers? The Chargers tight end. He was a basketball player. Anyway, you don't hear about him when he was a rookie. Sam LaPorta right out of the gates, because look at our backups. We had Brock Wright and James Mitchell. James Mitchell, like solid player. We drafted him out of Virginia Tech. Doesn't even see the field. Brock Wright, solid player, but it's like, dude, sorry guys, you ain't seeing the field because this dude is special. So we got Sam LaPorta, Jahmyr Gibbs. We know about our wide receivers. We know about Jared Goff. So 66 plays, perfect. Running backs are in there. I mean, look at this, by the way. I didn't show you this, but the stats show it. Montgomery, 17 carries, 85 yards. Hello. Gibbs, 11 carries, 100 yards. I mean, you show me that stat line every week where these dudes split 50-50 and they get a total about 200 yards. We wouldn't lose. We will not lose. We will win the Super Bowl if that happens. So made a little extra long video for this one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Just excited about where the Lions are headed, what they're up to. Needed to see this. They keep saying we're the same team. They could say that all they wanted, but we had to see it. And we saw it, that yes, offense drives the team. Defense is good enough. And you mix in the crowd noise and the Ford Field atmosphere. It's going to be hard to beat the Lions in the playoffs. If they can win the division, they should win the division. It's going to be just hard to beat the Lions. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this one. Branch to nickel, Vildor and Dorsey, corners. Who would have ever thought that just some standard issued corners would be what we needed? And Ify Melifonwu. Wow. Love it. See you on the next one.